Yesterday you learned about cell division, and today we're going to learn about the special type of cell division that occurs in mitosis, or occurs in eukaryotes, and it's called mitosis. And it has to do with mitose. Now go ahead and write these definitions down. The first one is for mitosis, and it's the process of cells dividing into two new daughter cells with identical chromosomes. If you don't know what chromosomes are, that's the second word, and those are organized structures of DNA contained within the nucleus. So you may remember learning that in the nucleus there's DNA, and the DNA tends to cluster up, and these clusters are called chromosomes. So one way to think about it is that mitosis starts out with one parent cell and it divides into two daughter cells. Now here is a picture of a chromosome. Feel free to pause this video anytime you want to finish drawing the picture on your notes. So one chromosome, imagine DNA is like a string, and if you bunch up that string, it makes this, a chromosome. Now, here is a duplicated chromosome. And notice that there are two mirror images together. So here is one mirror image, here is the other mirror image, and it's basically two copies of the same DNA. And they are linked together here in the middle by something called the centromere. And when there are two of them, these are now each called chromatids. So here, right here is one chromatid, and here is the second chromatid. So here's the interphase. Here is interphase, and again, it's where a cell is just a regular cell, and it's growing. And right here you can see the chromosomes inside. They are condensing, and they're getting ready to divide. Now here is prophase, and prophase is really the first phase of mitosis. And this one, the chromosomes start to bunch up more. You can see that now they're turning into these things that look like X's. They've duplicated and they have condensed further. And then here you can see these fibers. These are going to pull the cell apart when it starts to split into two. So now those fibers I pointed out, this is phase 2 or metaphase, and here are those fibers now. You can see that they have kind of aggregated to the ends of the cell. And the main feature of metaphase that you'll need to memorize or remember is that the chromosomes line up down the middle here. And you can see that the middle of the cell is called the equator. You probably know that the middle of the earth is also called the equator, so that would be easy to remember. Now on the ends here, these are called centrioles. You don't really need to memorize that, but on the ends of the cell are the centrioles. Now here, this one is called anaphase, and the main two things you'll want to know about anaphase is that the cell starts to get stretched out and elongate. It looks more like a watermelon here. And you can see now that the chromosomes, the two chromatids have separated. And they're each going to each end of the cell, and they're going to become the chromosomes of the new cells. And this cell here eventually wants to split down the middle like that. And you'll see that in the next slide. So now you can see it's beginning to pinch off. It's called telophase. In this phase, you could see two things that you'll want to notice. The first is that you can see that the two new nuclei are beginning to form. And then the second thing you'll want to notice is that in the middle it starts to pinch off. Now in a plant cell it's a little bit different. It starts to form something called a cell plate in the middle, because you know that a plant cell has a cell wall. So it doesn't really pinch like this because it's not soft. And then the last thing you want to know is cytokinesis. This is where they finally separate into two new daughter cells. Remember, you started with one parent cell, you know, with two new daughter cells. And it's happy. Now, these new daughter cells, just like you are sons and daughters, one day, any of you will become parents. And yeah, this will divide into 4 cells because each of those divides. And those 4 become 8. And then what's next? You guessed right, 16, 32. And you can see that it keeps doubling. 54, 128, 256, 12, 10, 1024, 2048. What am I going to say? 4096. And up, now you have so many cells, you have tissue. This is heart tissue. Tissues make an organ, like this. It's the heart. And organs make... Oh my gosh. Look at that beard. Okay, well, if you need to go back to finish your notes, feel free to do that. And there's a video here that will not work on this, so I will have to show it to you when I get back.